Tesla stock is up 0.5% today, following some good news specifically for Tesla and a Goldilocks data report today, really 3 of them, with your non-farm payroll report, your ISM service PMI, as well as your unemployment rate. What is that data and what does it suggest to the markets that has stocks like Tesla, your small mid-cap stocks, your interest rate sensitive companies really outperforming here on the day today? In this video, we're going to get into everything you need to know on Tesla and the broader markets, including Tesla's option activity, all of the breaking news, and much more. Tesla on the charts looks like the stock is going higher here in the short term. Where do I think it is going? How do I think you should trade this or position right now in Tesla? Is it the time to be going all in, or should you be a little bit more defensive? I'm going to give you my insight on that one here in this video, and maybe I'm not right, but this is what I am doing with my money. So I'm excited for that one. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. As well as that, share this video with a friend or a group or a community that needs to hear it, because what we're going to talk about here in this video is vitally important for your portfolios. So first things first, Tesla stock is up 0.66% today. If you look at this on the charts, you're finding support at that 200-day moving average. That's exactly what you want to see. You're above it. You're finding support there. You're probably going higher in the short term. I think that's a pretty safe assumption. A lot of this has to do with treasuries. Treasuries today are falling like a rock. 10-year treasury yields are falling almost 13 basis points today. Recently, you hit 5% for your 10-year treasury yield. Today, you sit at 4.54%. That is basically equivalent to 2 rate cuts from the Fed. So that's obviously going to put your riskier stocks, your more interest rate sensitive companies like a Tesla, well, on a course to do much better. And that's exactly what is happening here today. This is actually shaping up to be the best week since October of 2022. And it's all because of your data that came out this morning, really exactly where you wanted to see it. Like I said last night in the video, if you guys did not watch that one, I do still recommend you guys do, but you just wanted to see the data come in a little bit lighter than expectations. You didn't want to see a crazy high non-farm payroll report. You didn't want to see like 300,000. You didn't want to see 50,000. The expectation was 180,000. You came in at 150,000. That was 30,000 light, but not light enough to fuel fears of a recession. So that was, I would say, a Goldilocks number. Your unemployment rate has been stuck at 3.8%. It did just jump to 3.9%. So that is also good. You didn't want to see that come in at like 4.2% because, whoa, then you're heading into a recession. One tick up, exactly what you want to see. And your ISM services PMI came in at 51.8. You were expecting in between 53 and 53.7. So this came in about 2 points lower than what you were expecting. And services is really where you have a bulk of the inflation, services and housing. So this is all around a good sign. The economy is slowing, labor market's slowing, inflation, ISM services also look like they are slowing. This is exactly what the Fed wants to see. Thus, for stocks that have really done poorly because of the Fed's actions over the past 18 months are, as you would expect, outperforming today. Now let's look at the option activity for Tesla. And so far, 60% of your option activity is positive. You have seen 618 orders totaling $128.19 million. Now, later on tonight, when we give you that video coming out in between 9 and 10 p.m., you'll see the option activity is going to be much higher than $128 million. We want to see where the positive order value is, but today is the first time in a long time it has been over 60% for your intraday report. Now, I don't really think this means anything because This is November 3rd, 2023, so that is today. But take a look at the volume you are seeing on some of these calls. The 225.50 call is seeing 185,000 for volume today. Kind of strange to be seeing this kind of volume on the day of expiration that are still pretty far out the money. I mean, Tesla's trading at like $220 per share, so these are not like right at the money. There's still a couple dollars out the money. Your 225 call is seeing volume of 233,000 today, and your 220 call, which is basically right on the money, you're seeing volume of 130,000 today. Some crazy high volume numbers on some of these calls, much higher than anything you're really seeing on the puts besides that 220 put with about 200,000 for volume. So there's a lot of activity here today for Tesla options. And if you take a look at next week, what we're looking at, there is a lot of activity on the call side as well. The 230 call seeing about 41,000 for volume. The 220 call has about 26,000 for volume today. And the 225 call is seeing exactly 43,000 for volume today. Some of your puts are in the 15 to 20,000 range for volume, so really not even close to what you're seeing again on the call side. Let's now get into all of your Tesla stock news you need to know on the day today. Some of the biggest news on the day today is not really new news, but Tesla has already reacted negatively to this news over the past 2 weeks or so. Now, I don't think this will go anywhere, but here's the news. UAW President Shawn Fain is confident he can take on Tesla and its anti-union CEO Elon Musk. Quote, "We can beat anybody," Fain said in an interview today. "It's gonna come down to the people that work for him deciding if they want their fair share or if they want him to fly himself to outer space on their expense," he said. "I believe it's doable. The UAW has before tried to organize the electric car leader and others." Fain says these efforts failed because of the union's corruption, coziness with bosses, and bad contracts. It looks like 2 Cybertrucks made a stop tonight at a Manhattan Beach pier in LA County. Lots of people taking pictures, the best rolling advertisement ever. And Tesla will start choosing winners for the Cybertruck delivery event lottery starting next week. And we have some super awesome photos of the Cybertruck being posted on Instagram here over the last 12 hours or so. And I mean, just imagine when you see that rolling down the road. That's going to be incredible. Samantha Gades on Instagram did take those photos. Lucid has launched a new round of price cuts in Canada and the US. It's offering discounts of up to $13,400 to customers in Canada and up to $10,000 in the US. Tesla suppliers from Asia are preparing for Gigafactory Mexico in Solanas, Victoria, stated the mayor. Other companies are also starting to invest in Nuevo Leon as Tesla Giga Mexico project hits the ground running. Tesla is currently constructing a 30 megawatt rooftop solar system on its Giga Texas factory, which would be the largest in the world when complete, Tesla officials said. 70,000 panels will sit atop the 10 million square foot factory once construction is complete. We finished phase 1 so we can pull roughly 10 megawatts. When it's all said and done, it will be 30 megawatts, which will be the largest rooftop solar, I think, in the world. Logan Grant, Tesla Senior Manager of Factory Engineering, said in a presentation to the Travis County Commissioners Court. Elon Musk says at Giga Berlin today to congratulate the team on their excellent progress. The factory looks amazing. We are going to cover all the concrete with art. NIO says it's cutting 10% of its workforce this month as it aims to improve efficiency and reduce cost in the face of growing competition. Tesla Europe posted on their X account, and they say the Model Y now starts at 44,990 euros in the Netherlands, making it eligible for the 2,950 euro SEPP incentive. 44,990 euros does equate to about 48,308 US dollars. Elon Musk did tweet Giga Berlin, Das Jewel Deutschlands. And it says, in translation, the jewel of Germany. And just because, why not? A jury has found Sam Bankman-Fried guilty of all 7 criminal counts against him. He faces a maximum sentence of 115 years in prison. And as we stated in the video last night, over $500 million worth of Tesla Megapacks were spotted at the Lathrop Mega Factory here today. And as you can see, that is quite the batch. This should help out maybe this quarter's earnings for Tesla, if not next quarter. It does take quite a while to actually ship all of these, so we'll see. But energy looks like it is continuing to do well for Tesla. Now, The Street wrote this article today that says Tesla stock jumped 6%. But not for why you think. This was yesterday's move. And they go on to cite the same things that a lot of people were citing yesterday, those wholesale numbers out of China, in which that was definitely good, but they really go on to say the reason for the 6% jump is one billionaire, Ron Barron, thinks Tesla could be a multi-trillion-dollar company. In a November 1st interview, Barron said that his Tesla investment has made him over 20 times his investment, and he believes it will make him another 5 times in the next 7 to 10 years. Barron's confidence stems from the fact that his research suggests that Tesla won't be just a car or battery company. It will be a Tesla technology that enables autonomous driving in all cars someday. The potential for Tesla, which has a $694 billion market cap, to eventually become a multi-trillion-dollar company caught the eyes of Musk, who responded on X, formerly Twitter. That is possible. And we also went over this as well yesterday. Elon Musk responds and said, We do need to knock the ball out of the park several times to achieve that value, but I think we can. Musk's track record suggests investors might want to give him the benefit of the doubt, something it appears many did today. Global inventory numbers today are shooting up quite a bit for the Model Y, whereas everything else is still trending downwards. The Model Y inventory looks like it jumped by about 500 or so vehicles, now sitting at 3,423. This could be due to just the sizing up of production that you are seeing with the Model Y. I don't think this necessarily means people are not buying the Model Y when you see one jump higher, but I think it probably means you're just seeing a lot of production with the Model Y. That would make sense as well. Your Google Trends data is showing an uptick for the Model Y as well as the Model 3, with a downtick for the Cybertruck. That's obviously going to change once we get to that delivery event for the Cybertruck on November 30th. The Cybertruck is going to dominate the Google Trends data for probably a long time after November into December. A new AI investor sentiment did come out yesterday as well, and it looks like 24.3% of investors are bullish, 25.4% are neutral, and 50.3% are bearish. So now over 50% of investors are bearish. That is getting close to your 1-year high, which was back here on December 21st, 2022, at 52.3% of investors at that time, which were bearish. So right now, I mean, you almost have to be a buyer in some capacity or another when the markets are this bearish, this pessimistic on our markets. Another thing I will point out, which this is actually good news, your 10 and 2-year yield curve inversion is inverting more. So you were only inverted like 10 or so basis points a couple of days ago. Now that you have seen the 10-year treasury yields fall and the 2-year yields are still staying high, you're actually now inverted 0.31%. So why this is bullish is when you actually break above this black line, once you go positive again and you're no longer negative, that means that you're on recession watch. Anytime that this has happened in history where you have been negative on the yield curve and then you go positive, shortly thereafter you actually head into a recession. So something we definitely want to be watching, but a little bit of good news, I would say, over the past couple of days or so. Now, if you look at Tesla on the charts, the RSI is sitting at 43.36. Anything under 50 is considered like bearish. 50 is neutral. So you're under 50. That says, hey, we could rally a lot more before you start to get to an overbought level. Your MACD did just turn up and is now trying to go positive. Your yellow line is almost above your blue line, which is positive here in the short term. The biggest positive for Tesla, I would say, is the fact that we kind of gapped up above that 200-day moving average, and you're holding that here today. Now, you're about 10 cents under that right now, but the last couple of minutes here of trading will be very important. That 200-day moving average is at $219.06 per share, so you want to see Tesla close above that, but it looks like you're finding a lot of support on that 200-day moving average line. If you can hold that and find support and just close around that level, then the next following weeks could also be pretty dang bullish. I do think Tesla stock would be up a lot more today if you did not have those UAW fears with Tesla. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but I do think Tesla would be doing better today if it was not the UAW trying to get Tesla to also unionize. I think it's a failed effort. It's flawed. It's not going to happen. People want stock-based compensation. People want stock options. They don't want an hourly wage with a UAW contract. That's just not what you want for Tesla, when Tesla is really much more than an auto company. It's like trying to unionize a battery company. From my understanding, that really doesn't happen. Or trying to unionize, for that matter, a technology company, which I've never heard of that. So good luck to UAW. I don't think it's going anywhere, but it is putting a dampen on Tesla stock here today. Now, I will say I'm very bullish on Tesla specifically throughout the rest of this year and very bullish for 2024. I do think it's simple. The best way to look at this right now as a Tesla stock investor is as we get closer to rate cuts, as we get closer to 2024, investors are saying, hey, who's going to benefit from rates coming down in 2024? That's obviously a Tesla, probably more than any other company. Now, Tesla is also high quality. It's a very profitable company. It basically has no debt, has $26 billion worth of cash. It's self-funded, self-financed. You don't need to issue shares if you're Tesla, right? They don't dilute shareholders directly. They sell leases. They do other, ways of raising capital. So I think when you're looking at the grand picture here, Tesla's going to benefit from rates coming down. It's a very high quality company, and it's probably going to benefit the most out of any other company out there. 90% of Teslas are financed. So that means, you're potentially going to have a lot more people that can afford to get a Tesla in 2024. That should surely help boost the numbers for Tesla in 2024. And rates coming down should also allow Tesla to raise prices. So I'm very bullish on really the next, couple of months, even into 2024. But I do think there is going to be some form of slowdown or some form of recession. Now, the markets during good times think good times are going to last forever. The markets during bad times think bad times are going to be another '08 crisis. The question is, how bad does a slowdown get? How, deep does a slowdown get? Because the markets are instantly going to run to recession fears. And I do think that will cause weakness in our markets at some point in early 2024. Could be late 2024, whenever the data starts to turn down. I think early mid 2024, you're going to have fears of a recession. And then the markets are probably going to take that last move lower before the Fed does ultimately give you very big rate cut. So I do think you will get to buy Tesla stock at cheaper prices than where we are today, but there's always the chance that that does not happen. So I am selectively deploying some capital here in Tesla. If you guys want all of my trade alerts every time I buy, sell, or trade anything, link down below in the description of this video. Come join a great community. All of that, we're going to have a free course coming out for all of you guys as well, how to trade from A to Z. I'm sure you guys have heard the spiel. Check that out if you guys have not already. But I do think Tesla will go lower at some point in early to mid 2024. So I think this is really your opportunity for the next couple of months to raise as much cash as you possibly can. I think cash will be king at some point in 2024. And if you have a lot of cash, you will really be able to profit from any, fall that we do see in the markets. Now, I want to be very clear. I don't have a short position on the markets. I'm not hedged on the markets. I am fully long in the markets. I have not sold a single share of any company I own. Definitely not a Tesla, but I haven't sold anything. I'm just stacking some cash right now, waiting for what ultimately will come, and those are recession fears, and that will be a pullback in the markets. Usually when the Fed does cut rates, it's usually a time in which markets sell off. It's usually not a time where markets actually rally, because why is the Fed cutting rates? How deep is a recession going to be? Those are the questions that the markets need answered before you can rally back. Maybe confirmation of earnings, things of those of that nature. So that's what I'm doing right now. Let me know what you guys are doing down below in the comment section. Are you just buying everything you can? Do you think we're going to head into another, big bull market in 2024? Or are you being a little bit more cautious? Are you raising cash? Are you thinking along the same lines as I am? Let me know down below in the comment section. In the meantime, that's going to do it for this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Like I said, if you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, come join a great community. Link down below in the description of this video. My name is Michael Tyler. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, and I will see you in the next one.